Alright, we're here for the first round with Rally, and unfortunately this looks like we're going to be a little slow this game. If we draw a basic land, then we get to turn on most of our cards, which is nice. Fetch land works as well. Opposing Evolving Wilds is very likely the mirror, unfortunately. We'll go ahead and fetch out a swamp. Just pass the turn. So we have all our colors, which is nice. We even have the double white for the Rally. But that does mean our lands are going to come in and play tapped, more than likely. Whoop, fetch land? Nope. So we don't have a Jace yet. And I want to make sure I can cast a Elvish Visionary or Eiley next turn. So we'll play the Canopy Vista. Hopefully draw a land in the meanwhile. Probably going to play the Visionary over the Eiley first. Falling a little behind here. Well, now we draw it. Thanks for nothing. So we have a few options here. We could play the more efficient route and just go fetch for, like, I guess, forest or plains. And then, I guess we would want to get a forest. So next turn we can play Eiley Visionary if we play Husk this turn. And we already have a couple of backup white sources. We also have the option, if he plays a Reflector Mage next turn, to sacrifice the Husk and so that we get a big rally later, but I think I'd rather keep it in my hand. Yep. Alright, so we get pinged for 2, but we're not under a ton of pressure, so we can actually just go... Well, now I guess we can just go collect a company. Since our hand is pretty stacked, I think we actually just want to play out as many cards as we can. It's possible that's just wrong, though. I'm just going to play Elvish Visionary and Eiley. I want to get a creature into play that can hopefully keep him from attacking. And if he does play another Reflector Mage to bounce Eiley, or I guess that's also okay. We can trade off with the Cutthroat if he decides to attack with it. We also have the option to just chump block the Reflector Mage if he just attacks with Reflector Mage and Elvish Visionary. Okay, we're definitely going to trade with the Cutthroat here and get that out of play. So we could replay Eiley and play Haruspex. We could also go Cutthroat Haruspex. I think Cutthroat Eiley. A lot of options here. I think we actually just go Cutthroat and Tuco Husk. Now we could have just cast Collect a Company a while ago, like either last turn or this turn. But we have so much stuff to do. If I miss, I don't want to have spent my whole turn just whiffing on it, you know? So he can potentially play Rally and get back these two. That doesn't do a ton, but we don't want to just move all in here with like Nantuko Husk or anything like that. We could just build our board presence and threaten like a lethal Rally in a few turns. If he wants to put a couple guys in front of mine, that's fine. Get to draw a card. We haven't played a land yet this turn either, so if we had drawn a land, that would have been nice. We could just sack Eiley to try to hit a land, but we want to force him to react. Right now, we're in the driver's seat. We have so many resources. We're pretty far ahead. Even if he casts a Rally, we can actually just sack our board and then rally ourselves. Yeah, now we can go Cutthroat Coco. We could also go... Yeah, I think Cutthroat Coco is not bad. I'm pretty sure he has either Rally or Coco, so I don't think I want to attack. I think I just want to try to combo kill him next turn. Because if he plays Rally, he's just going to go like Bounce Husk. If he hits a Bounce creature, I don't want to have moved all my creatures into play. So, So we can sack the Husk now. I think I'm going to Coco now. See what we get, and then make a decision off of that. Oh, okay. Well, we'll just get 2 Cutthroats. Yeah, that makes things a little easier. This is going to be a big old stack. Let's move this up here. So we'll yield to these. Now, the weird thing about him playing Coco here is that I can actually just cast this next turn. But I think I just want to sack most of my board. Draw a bunch of cards. Just kill him with Rally next turn. And we'll discard, I don't know, Catacomb Sifter. Just any creature, basically. Even if he has a Rally, it doesn't really stop us at all. Because all our things come in at the same time, and he just dies. So, let's do that. Get back 4 Zulport Cutthroats and like 4 other creatures. Now he could go like Rally and gain a few points of life, but it's not going to be nearly enough. I mean, I'm draining for 4 per creature, so. Alright, let's just finish this off right now. Back that. Drain you for 4, draw a card. Alright. Alright. So, mirror match, I think a lot of people have Anafenza after sideboard, which I don't love because it's kind of just this big creature that has a bit of an ability, but this deck is known for being able to beat just like a single Anafenza, so I definitely want Dispel to help counter Rally and Coco, and then maybe Murderous Cut just in case he has Anafenza, but I don't think we want Duress or Minister or Ration Cleric. So how do we sideboard here? I have no idea. That's kind of tough, actually. That's so many cards to cut. So it's possible that we don't want to board out much of anything. I feel like all of our creatures are fairly necessary. Sidisi's Faithful being the worst of the bunch. So we can maybe cut those. I like cutting 1 Rally just because of how difficult it can be after sideboard to actually resolve one. And if we draw, a couple of them early and not a lot of creatures, we could just get run over. It's possible that we don't want Murderous Cut just because there's a fairly high likelihood he's just playing the same version of the deck as us. Or at least really close to it. There's not a ton of changes. And maybe we could just trim like a Catacomb Sifter. I think all the other cards are fairly important. Alright, we'll do that. Let's give it a shot. We can reassess after this game. Maybe sideboard a little differently. Remember that thing I said about all of our lands not coming in and play tapped all the time? Yeah, I lied. They always come to play tapped every game. This is kind of tough. It's possible I should lead off here with Flooded Strand to go get green-white, but there's a good chance I actually just cast Jace next turn. Especially if he casts Jace. Hopefully we draw a green fetch land. Nope. Yeah. Whatever. Gamble a little bit. It is a pretty big gamble. Pluto Delta doesn't get green. So, whenever we can get green... Oh, wow. Missed a land drop, huh? What'd I say? Pluto Delta can't get green? I wasn't lying. Can't. I'm stupid. Ugh, I'm so bad. Alright, I don't think we're going to need this other Sunken Hollow. We're going to need that green mana, so... we'll go get a black, since our deck doesn't have a ton of blue in it, and just cast Husk. I'm assuming he has a bunch of Reflector Mages. Potentially a bunch of Reflector Mages. But he doesn't have access to black mana just yet. But, yep. Alright, well... I don't think I want to just jam Coco here. Maybe I want to go ahead and jam it and flip our Jace, but let's start with an attack with an Antuco Husk. No block, that's fine. So I kind of now want to just go loot, flip, pitch Evolving Wilds, and then go Visionary and see what we draw. I don't really want to get my Coco dispelled. Let's tick up on the Visionary. We could tap our mana a little bit better, but... Now he's going to get to flip his Jace, but we have a bit of a bigger board presence than him, and our Jace is already flipped. And we have a Coco in hand. So if he just like main phases a Coco to try to get back into it, that allows us to do the same thing. Since we don't have Dispel, we're trying to make sure we can actually pressure his Jace. Alright, and he is a little short on mana, so... Okay, well that was a great draw. Alright, let's go ahead and resolve our Coco, even through his Dispel, now that we drew our Dispel. And big ol' Whiffsky. That's great. Okay. I don't even really know what to say to that. I'm actually just fine with this trade. Yeah, sure. Okay. Well, I guess next turn we can try to resolve Coco again. That was embarrassing. But here comes his Coco. Ooh, Catacomb Sifter. This guy's draws are not that good. Maybe he just has another Dispel, and he wants to make sure that we don't get to resolve our thing. Okay. I don't really want to trade 2 creatures for a Catacomb Sifter since the Husk is short on power, so... We'll just sit back and relax for now. Kind of want to just get my Jace up to Ultimate. We're not really under a lot of pressure, but we are a little short on resources. Did he just forget to... He just forgot to tick up his Jace. That was weird. What up, Cap? Well, all we have in the graveyard is 1 Zulaport, so I guess we just start jamming. I'm pretty sure it's gonna get countered, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Come on, Cat. I should have held that land. I'm getting distracted by this little kitty cat in my face. Not much I can do about him. Alright, we'll send a Jace since he forgot to shrink it. Just let this happen. Yeah, I should have held that land. Meant to. It's all your fault, Jaeger. Now, there's a chance we should just, like, sack board, flip Jace next turn to rally. I'm not sure just yet what we're going to be doing. It's a lot of Zulu ports. Yeah, I'm fine letting this Jace take 2. Alright. What are we going to do here? So, we can attack Husk at Jace. And then maybe go like sacrifice, 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 bring back. It's possible I should loot and then sacrifice with the loot on the stack. We could also minus the Jace on the Dispel, flip this Jace, make sure that our rally resolves. I don't hate that. Alright, I do not hate that at all. Hit that Coco. Maybe this isn't quite the rally turn. Maybe since we drew the Coco, we go a little bit more. I think we go a little more. So we got, I don't think the second Husk is necessary, so we'll get the thing that lets us scribe it and a Cutthroat. And then attack all these at Jace. Right now, if he cast a rally, he would get back quite a bit of stuff and probably just kill us. I think we gotta try to pressure him a little. Yeah, so he gets to scry a bunch and make a bunch of creatures. Maybe I should have thought of that. That was bad. He also gets to drain us for 9? Ugh. Yeah, that was probably a mistake. We're probably gonna get punished real bad for that. Let's see where he's keeping them. Yeah, he put it on top. Yeah, we're probably dead. Yeah, if we're not dead, then whatever. We also could have sacrificed the Catacomb Sifter instead and then tick down and cast the Collected Company again. I don't think it would have ended up mattering. Let's cross our fingers. Hope it's just Collected Company. So what we can do here is, well, we only have, oh no, we do have a backup Cutthroat. Okay, we might actually be able to kill him. think he might have messed up. We'll target Dispel, and if he has a rally, he's forced to cast it. And if he does that, we just go sack our board. And I don't... Okay, it's just Coco. So... it's possible, in case he hits the 4th Cutthroat and a sacrifice thingy, we shouldn't go for it. But I think we actually just let this happen. And then sacrifice in response. Wow, he only hit a Reflector Mage. So we'll sacrifice Catacomb Sifter, Zulaport, Husk. And drain him for 2. Let this Dispel resolve, and then cast Rally with Dispel backup. Don't think it's quite enough. Oh, or we drew... Oh no, we tapped wrong. Yeah, you can see I am a novice with this deck. Let's see, can we still kill him? Maybe. And One-Top Teeth doesn't get black. So I guess we just pass turn since these don't trigger until next turn. This is why I'm playing with the deck now, so I can learn all these things that I should have learned a long time ago. Got him Emblem. I don't think that's going to work out how you want it to work out. Alright. No things left to get. I'm a big dummy. Right, so we'll sacrifice all the Visionaries. Yield to these. Yield to this. Put it on top, I suppose. Maybe he was dead. Maybe I am just bad at math. Well, I'm bad at math, but that's beside the point. But yeah, that was weird and bad. And sorry about that. This is me playing my first match with the deck. Clearly the deck is way better than I am. So let's just go ahead and stop there, and we'll be back for the next match in just a sec.